everybody, welcome back. You're with us here on Sport Federation TV. Every week we talk about what's happening in the world of sport, the Western Cape, as you know. One of the sport codes, amongst our many sport codes, that has been doing really fantastic, flying the flag for Western Cape, number of athletes in the national team, competing internationally, getting great results, is of course karate. In studio with me now is the president of Western Cape Karate, John Daniels. Hello John, nice to have you back.
Thank you.
So when I say back, I think the last time we spoke to you was possibly in an online interview.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I remember being interviewed by you, but when it was, it was really... Look, I've been trying to get other people to come and talk about karate.
So karate is one of the sport codes that really is, before we talk about structures and that, but it's one of those sport codes that really contributes a lot to the well-being of athletes. I mean, it's one of those sport codes that when you get there, the instructors are deliberately teaching you things like good manners, to say please, to say thank you, you've got to clean the dojos. It's one of the sport codes. Do you guys understand from a sport, do you guys recognize that?
Yeah, look, this is, if you look at the, most of our officials are actually what we call karateka.
Yeah.
And it is expected of them to behave in a similar way to what they do in the dojo.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect somebody to be less humble because he has now been 7 times, 10 times champion. Yeah, you know, that sort of thing. So we. The expectation is that you really want to maintain those values that you learn.
But you see what you're doing already is you're talking about this as if it comes naturally to you. And it does come naturally to you. And I suppose that's my question is, other sport codes don't talk about this. Is this something that you guys in the world of administration maybe forget sometimes, that the value that karate brings?
Look, I've had some experiences as you... At a higher level, say at national level, where I sometimes think that mostly our some of the officials, you know, your administrators, I sometimes think that they forget.
Very focused on admin.
Yeah, they forget those values, but I can tell you now that some of our best athletes are probably some of the humblest people that you know. So they will walk up to you and, like I say, he's basically a karate star, but he will still bow and greet you with respect. The people that it is quite interesting, and our technical convener, she's actually made use of quite a number of parents to assist with, say, if we have tournaments or like now. This weekend, they've gone to this national tournament. So she's using them as chaperones.
As chaperones,
And if you look at the Karate Code of Conduct, it's not just applicable to the athletes. It's applicable to the whole team, which will include parents as well. So we will not make use of anyone that does not sign off on our code of conduct.
Right. So the code, so the behavior, and I mean, this is obviously a big, but I think that's the part that I was referring to, is the values that the sport of karate brings to the table is more than just competition. It brings so much more values that even if you stop doing the sport, you've still learned some life skills elements. You've learned a little bit about getting your moral compass in the right direction and so on. But let's talk a little bit about the athletes. In the last few years, karate in the Western Cape has really grown from strength to strength. You've got athletes competing in all of the districts. You've got athletes getting into provincial teams, going to the nationals and winning medals. And you've got athletes getting to the internationals as well. And I think at some stage, even potentially getting into the Olympics. I mean, you must be very happy with the growth of karate and the growth of the athletes and the structures that have come through the ranks.
We've always had, over the years, even times when I was competing, we've always had good athletes coming from the Western Cape. I think COVID has set us back quite a bit, and yeah, it's quite interesting that if you go back and you look at some of our best athletes over the years, so like Caroline Daniels was now our technical convener, Jeffrey Jackson, who is our coach. They were all national champions.
Yeah.
I unfortunately, and look, we've got some super talents, like Aiden Jackson, for instance. Then Maxine Willemse, who just went to the All Africa
Games. We've had
Games.
Maxine in the studio with us. She's had great success.
Yeah, she just won a bronze medal at the All Africa Games.
Yeah.
So, but I think we're never satisfied.
What teams at the moment that are currently, or athletes that are currently competing at national championships?
Yeah, at the moment, I think today is Qatar.
Yeah.
So we sent a team of about 60.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to demonstrate that we, and I don't think we've reached the peak when we had 150 that we put on buses and planes and that sort of stuff. Get there. That's come down, and we're building back up again.
Right.
And I'd
so you're
like
never satisfied?
No, we're never satisfied.
See, folks, this is one of the problems that we have karate. They're too humble to brag. We're trying to get karate to brag about their structures, and they're never satisfied, which is fantastic. Is that a challenge for you, John? Is that karate, you guys are always so humble? So not often do we see the athletes in the spotlight. We don't often see them in the newspaper. We don't often see enough exposure for athletes. Is this maybe, we've got a minute left, but is that one of your drawbacks, actually? You guys are too humble.
Yeah, I really, I really think that that is the case. We, especially the people that I surround myself with.
Yeah.
They are not the type of guys that will be out there, plastering Facebook and
but I suppose
social media and that sort of stuff. They go about their business quietly, and I suppose in the end they produce the athletes that that have been performing.
But then, under a case like that, I think that probably for an athlete who wins a medal and then generally doesn't brag about it, they put the medal, they put it in their bag, they keep quiet, and they come home and they do it again, and they don't get the kind of recognition. Under conditions like that, then I would imagine that a word of congratulations and a pat on the back from the president of Western Cape Karate must mean a lot.
Yeah, look, and my technical team keep on reminding me. Because you get busy with life and everything else and jobs and so on. Yeah. And every now and then I get prodded by my technical team. You need to say something. So yeah. Yeah. It's something that I need to learn as well for myself. But really, our athletes have been doing well, and I'm expecting them this weekend in Durban to once again. Do very well. They scare the rest of the other provinces.
Well, I've got no doubt that Western Cape is going to do really well again. John, thanks for joining us. We've got to get you back in because I think obviously we're looking to see how people can join, people that are out there who want to get involved in karate. They want to find, as you call it, a dojo, somewhere that they can join, train. So we're looking forward to finding out more about that in the weeks ahead. John Daniels, president of Western Cape Karate. And as he rightly pointed out, if you want to know if your child or any athlete in the province has official provincial colors, it has to have this badge on with a certificate from the Provincial Sport Confederation. So, make no mistake, that's how it's validated. Folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to catch up with the guys from baseball. They recently went to the national championships, and the men's and seniors, and in fact some of the juniors, came away with the first prize. Back in a sec. Don't go away.